Nick Hilkins outside the London Stadium, West Ham Fan TV, post-match reaction. Wolves 0, West Ham 2, Wolves 0. Much better, much better. Do you know what? I'm a bit shocked at some of the fan camps because they said the performance weren't good. If you'd have been up at Everton, you'd have fucking loved that performance.
No, I can sort of understand in a way. I mean, the first half wasn't great. I was a bit worried after watching the first half performance. But I think David Moyes got it spot on with his team today. You know, I was a bit, when I see the starting lineup and I see Bowen and Souček, I thought, you know what, 2 players are going to get dropped. It should have been them. But you know, look, this is why Moyes gets paid the big money. He has to make them decisions, and it's paid off today.
Yeah, no, you are right. I think Souček was the big shock for everyone. You know, he was the one who everyone suspected would drop out, but he got it bang on. He got it right. He you know, I think his whole game management this week, he got right. You know, from start to finish, I think he got it bang on. And look, Souček needed a good game. He had that. Bowen needed a good game, and he had that. And that's all you can ask, you know.
Well, it was a change of the back four as well, wasn't it? Kera going to right back, Dawson coming back in, who was great. Them and Zuma were great today, weren't they? Just mopped everything up.
I think they made, to be honest with you, I think they made the difference. Because what you don't want in your side when you're playing poorly is 4, 5, 6 players that are playing poorly. And, you know, I expected Souček to play today. He likes Souček. He always likes Souček. But, you know, apart from Downs, we haven't got anyone to replace Souček. That's the problem. And obviously, he doesn't fancy Downs. But there was problems. There was problems at right back. There was problems. Who else did he change? Right wing with Bowen. And I think that the change at right back brought the best out of Bowen because. You know, I think he looked more confident that there was someone behind him that was going to fucking do something because he's been Soufal. Let's be fair. He's been bad. He's been really bad. I think he's the only one.
Yeah, I think defending wise, Soufal's been good. Attacking wise, he's not great.
I don't think he's been one of our worst compared to Souček and Bowen. But yeah, I think Kura there I thought he was brilliant. He was absolutely solid, and he offers something going forward. But yeah, fair play to Bowen because he has been shocking. But today, look, in front of us, he broke his finger right in front of us. The whole stand was like, and he clacked it in and kept going, took his goal. Well, so I've been one of his bigger critics, but.
Well, Antonio. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, Bowen needed that performance today. He needed to give us something back, and he needed it for his own confidence because he got dropped from the England squad last week. Like, didn't even make the matchday squad. So that would have dented his confidence. You know, he could have come here with his head down, but he just said, you know, I'm back for my club. You know, let's just get on with it, put in a performance.
Sometimes that helps, though. Yeah. When you get that drop in, that can give you the kick up the arse. And that's what I've wanted to see West Ham do. Yeah. But Southgate's done it, and I think it's a little bit of a fire under him.
I think the one that surprised me the most that dropped out, and he has been poor, but he's a Moyes boy, and that's Fornals.
He deserved to be. He deserved.
He absolutely deserved to be dropped. Cornet come in. Listen, he got injured. Cornet. Pretty early. Was it early?
Yeah, it was quite. weren't that long into the game.
Yeah, he got injured about half an hour into the game, and Fornals did come on. But I thought he was brilliant when he came on. He was much improved, you know. And as you say, it gives you that kick up the arse. I'm very surprised at people saying that they didn't think the performance was good. I thought the performance was assured. I thought it was confident. I thought we knocked the ball about.
It was a comfortable performance.
I think in the first sort of 20 minutes, we were struggling to sort of shift across with the play, you know what I mean? Like we was very, very spread out across the. You see the right back and Bowen at times get the ball. There's no options there, and all of a sudden, Scamacca started getting that ball, and I think this is what breeded confidence throughout the team. Scamacca was getting that ball, getting it down, getting past his man, laying it off, and people were thinking, "Oh, we got something here. Something's on here."
Scamacca's the hold-up man, isn't he? We know what he can do. He can hold the ball up. He can bring other players into play. He can create something out of nothing for himself. And you see with his goal, I mean, what a strike that was. You know, what a great finish that was.
The way he took the ball, took that touch, and then had that vision to take the ball.
But that was down to, if I remember right, it was Bowen, wasn't it?
He sort of fucked it up.
Yeah, he sort of made the run.
Yeah, no, I think Paqueta started the move, and then got it to Scamacca, who then played it wide, and we got a bit of luck with what happened with Bowen, but the ball dropped to him, and that is a striker's finish. That is a confident striker's finish,
brilliant
and
finish.
You can't complain. But you're saying with Scamacca the key. I thought our most important player today was Paqueta. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. He covered every blade of grass.
I've got to disagree with you there.
Oh, mate, it was awesome today.
I agree.
Absolutely
I
awesome.
agree with you covering a lot of the grass. I agree with that, but I think some of his touches, you know, he wasn't.
He's adapting.
Yeah, he's adapting, and I mean, maybe it's where we sit. You sit closer. Maybe I can't see that well. But maybe I need to get some new bins. But no, honestly, he was good. He was good, but the way you just said it was like he was the best thing you've ever seen.
No, it's not the best thing.
Like a Brazilian noble, you was describing.
No, I just feel that we today we saw what he's capable of.
Yeah,
we give him the ball. He wanted the ball all the time.
That's what I meant by improvement from him. He looked like he wanted the ball. He was making a room to receive the ball and look to make things happen.
He's got, coming from the French league, he's got a bit of bedding in to do.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of bedding in to do. It's a different league. You know, I know, people making comparisons between him and Payet. Payet come over it better. Payet's built for this league.
Yeah.
He was
100%.
absolutely, primed to come in this league. Paqueta is a little bit of a different player. He likes to get on the ball. He likes to to create, and he likes a little bit of time to play that ball through. You're not going to get that in the Premier League, he's got to work on his speed. I didn't think he was as good as you've described, but I think he was decent. You know what I mean? And I think, I'll be honest with you, I think Ben Rama's very harshly done by to see himself out the side, because I think he's been our best player this season.
Didn't even get subbed on, and I think something's got to be
I
on there.
Yeah, I think the reason why he didn't come on, I think when we was 2-0 up, you could see that's why Moyes switched to a back three, because Wolves started overrunning us in certain areas, and maybe he thought, you know what, let's just see this game out. I need the win. The fans need the win. The players need the win. Let's just get the points on the ball.
That's what I said. Moyes gets criticised a lot for his game management, and that's what I said today. Tactically, his substitutions, all right, the 4-0s for Cornet was a false one because the injury he picked up, but Scamacca coming off the time that he did, I thought was the right decision. Paqueta coming off at the time that he did was the right mate. Switching the system up. Tiore moving out to that right-hand side. We knew he was going to get the beat to Creswell all day long, and he did. So he adapted the system to try and support Creswell a bit.
We needed that from him. We went up to Everton, and I'll be honest with you, it's probably the worst performance I've seen since Pellegrini. And you've seen it on videos in the last couple of weeks. I was starting to question Moyes. I was starting to question, is he the right man? Now he's got a bit. He's all right when he's got not a lot at his disposal, and he's got to get on with what he's got. But when you've got a little bit of choice and a little bit of differences of styles of play, can he adapt?
Mm-hmm.
Can he adapt? Can he manage this group of players and get the best out of them? And I was starting to doubt him, and I was starting to think, I would give him today. But if something would have gone terribly wrong today, I would have said, look, maybe it's time to look at a different direction.
But
we've got so many talented players.
That's the problem with today's game and social media. People are too quick to jump on it and say, get rid of the manager because he's had a bad run. They forget about what he's done the last 2 years. They forget that he dragged a depleted not only fan base but a squad and he's brought everyone back together. Yes, we're going to have bad times, but if you can't support the manager through the bad times, you shouldn't get involved with the good times because you don't deserve to be. I understand you can criticise Moyes, of course you can, but calling for him to get the sack, after 5 games, it hasn't been brilliant. But I'm glad he got the win today. I'm glad for everyone that we needed that win. But I'm glad for David Moyes. Yeah, and he has.
I think a lot of the worries come. I haven't been one of the ones calling for his sack, but I think people are looking at it from January. If you look at it, we haven't been good in a long while in the league. And I think when you look at the spend and the money that's come in, it's the worry of, are we going to waste this group of talented players? And look, now he's got this October, he's got this run to prove that he is the man. And we got the win today, but it's a poor Wolves side. I give credit, but we have to take that into the next game.
I do agree with, since January it hasn't been great. But when you look at it overall, we had a European campaign, we had no out-and-out striker, we had a thin squad, and we still finished 7th. I mean, I said it last week on the podcast. If you offered anyone that last season, a European semi-final and finished 7th, we'd have all taken that. It hasn't been great. And we all want to see our team perform. We all want to see week in, week out. But we're not a Man City. We don't have them sort of players. You look at Liverpool at the moment, they're struggling. Look at the quality they've got. So let's just take a little step back and actually look at the bigger picture and just think, do you know what? We're bedding in new players into this squad. We've got a good win today. We've got some important games coming up. We've got Anderlecht in the week, then we've got Fulham next Sunday, then we've got Bournemouth coming up. We pick up the points against them. We start moving up that table. We're not far off.
What I see today is the influence of the new players. I thought Scamacca was excellent.
Yep, yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
100%.
he was the catalyst to everything.
Yep.
To be honest with you, he's hold up play. All of a sudden, as I said, breeds confidence. Them players looking at him thinking he's getting the ball, he's getting it down, he's looking for play. And you know what I saw from him today? What I ain't seen from a West Ham player for a long time. He's taking his time. He's getting the ball and thinking, right, what am I going to do with it? Rather than trying to, hit everything at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, because players like him play the game in their own time. They don't rush, and that is the difference between.
This is also where Paqueta comes into the side, because you see the little intricate 1-2 touch football that we played a couple of times when we got on the attack. It goes through him because I said this before. It's the wavelength for the players. He comes into this side, he's on a different wavelength. Yeah, he's got to adjust to it, but his wavelength is a lot further forward than the likes of Bowen, Antonio, and all that. Now they've been training together.
6 weeks ago, he was training with Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi.
This is what I mean. And this is the thing. It's just now you can see it starting to click. You can see the little 1-2 touch football that we played in spells. We look scary when we played that one.
And you learn that on the training ground, don't you?
Exactly.
That's what they do. They learn that on the training ground. And we've all been critical of Souček, and rightly so lately. But I'm going to give him praise today because that's the kind of guy I am. That's what I do. I praise him on their performance, and he was brilliant today. Even working back. I haven't seen Souček do that for a long time. Working back, even pushing the players into the corners, putting in the sliding tackles, winning headers. That's what Souček is good at.
He did more defensively today than he's done in a long time.
That's the thing. No, I was going to say, but his defensive thing has never really been, even though he hasn't been as good as it lately, but his defensive side of the game hasn't massively been in question as much as his ability to pass and progress the ball. I still see some of that rust, some of that.
Oh, I see one of them today that he hit 110 yards he could get. I thought, here we go.
And that is the thing. If we want him to be the out-and-out defensive midfielder, and we're going to say, Rice, you be the box-to-box, then okay, then that you could possibly look at that. However, I think Rice can sort of be that, but I still look at him as more of that defensive midfielder.
I think Rice's best position is defensive midfielder, sitting just in front of that back four, protecting them, winning the ball and giving it to the players that can get it forward.
That's the problem. So if we have Rice doing that role, and then we have Souček, who is defensive, who have we got really in that midfield to progress the ball and pick out their passes?
You saw it a couple of times in the first half with the way Wolves were coming at us. You see Souček and Rice where their positioning was. They wasn't picking up anyone. And then there was a time when I think they had a bit of an overload on our left. And instead of Creswell trying to pull one of them across, he pulls Cornet back, which then creates so much more space for them to move the ball around. Where he should be dragging, the whole side should be shuffling one side. We didn't do that enough. Second half, we've done that a lot better. It will come. It'll come.
Thing is as well, like when we was 2-0 up, they brought on Diego Costa, and I said to Nicky, I'm glad it's not 0-0 when they're bringing him on, because you know what was going to happen. And even when we was 2-0 up, you could still feel it around the crowd that there was we was on the edge a bit.
Score.
Yeah, because next goal's important. They did get the goal, but it was ruled out for offside, which rightly so. It was about 10 yards offside, but it's
honestly, I think now, all of this game today and the performance of that will be for nothing if we don't win next week. We have to beat Fulham and Scamacca. That's got to be his position to lose now.
He can't drop him now. He can't. And this is what I said. It was so nice that we can actually sit there and think, in 65 minutes we're winning. Let's take him off and bring on Antonio. And Antonio's just going to run. He's just going to run at him, and that's what he done.
He was a bit unlucky, weren't he, with the 2 chances he had?
He was frustrated, wasn't he? He just couldn't get that ball out of his feet.
But that's what I said to these as well, with Wolves coming at us a bit after going 2-0 down, bringing someone with the pace that Antonio's got and the physicality he's got. Them defenders have got to think. They know that they can't get caught too far forward because he's got the pace to get
They know they've got to push as well.
And it sort of pushed them back a little bit.
I fucking love it.
And that's what again, game management. And that's the good thing that we saw today.
I don't want to get look. I'm excited because we've won.
Yeah.
It's been a bad start to the season. 3 points are massive. I think that takes us up to 15th. I think. And obviously there's and that's what I'm saying. Like there's games to play still the weekend. You got tomorrow and you got Monday's fixtures as well. So hopefully results go our way. We can, and as you said to me on the fan cams, Everton getting that win today was important that we won because we didn't. You don't want to start that gap. You don't want that gap to start.
Losing today, we would have been 3 points adrift already, and that's what you don't want to see.
That's when
why
you start to feel like you're in a relegation battle because we haven't been in a relegation battle yet. But that's when it starts to look
exactly,
like
and that's it now. We've got winnable games coming up, winnable games, and
they're the games that worry me. winnable games.
Yeah.
They're the ones that worry
Yeah,
me.
we're all right.
Today was winnable. We got the 3 points.
Is that the
You know,
first win we've had here?
This
Isn't
season,
it?
this
Season,
season,
yeah.
in the league this season.
We would have beat
Well, no,
Newcastle,
I
but they
didn't mean
called it
ever.
off.
Yeah, no, I thought you meant like this, you know, in all the competitions. We've won in the Europa
Yeah,
League
yeah.
conference.
Yeah, in the Premier League, that's our first
I
win. yeah.
I think Fulham will give us a lot of a bigger challenge than Wolves. I think.
Well, Fulham got found out today at home to Newcastle,
Went
didn't
down
they?
at 10 earlier.
Yeah,
10 minutes.
Mitrovic come off.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So next week we get on them early. You know, we get a goal early. Their confidence is going to be low.
If Mitrovic is injured, that's a big blow for them.
That'd be a huge boost for us because they have players that can hurt you. Dekova Reed, Mitrovic.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a good few players there that are dangerous. So I'd be worried about them. And then we got Southampton, who I think
They lost
They
today.
lost.
They lost to Everton. Then at home.
Well, that's it. So we go there. So look, if we can get 9 points out of these 3 fixtures, we're back up, you know, in the mix, looking up at, you know, the Brighton and them lot.
Yeah.
So
And then we've got a Liverpool side that were a bit void of confidence.
Oh, I'll be away with that one.
Yeah, but
I'll be watching it from afar.
listen, you start going into if Liverpool's still on that little bit of a bad run and we get a couple of wins, you go there with confidence.
Exactly.
And then you never know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, you're talking about travelling up going to Anfield, being confident. You know, we'll say that we never really are going there.
Let's worry about. Obviously, we've got Anderlecht next, which is a massive game. We win that. That sort of cements. I was saying to Nicky as well. It's our biggest test. Plus, if we win this group, we need to win the group because it gives us that extra break. We missed that next round, which is it proved last season, didn't it? In your own.
We haven't done this for a while. I just wanted to talk something away from the game today. A couple of people have come to me and they've given me some information about what West Ham have done with the ticketing situation for Anderlecht. Now,
It has to end on the negative.
no, but it has to be mentioned. That's what we're here for, mate. And like,
Doing your morning
what they've
after.
done. Should I do it tomorrow?
I'm joking. I'm winding you up. I'm winding you up. Go on.
You've said
No,
it.
Come on, you started it now. They're waiting. Look.
What they've done is the Anderlecht police, because of what happened at Genk, I think, which was someone stormed the ticket office and they had the tickets stolen and obviously
That in
unidentified-
Frankfurt as well, didn't it?
Yeah, unidentified people in the stadium. Shame on whoever the fuck that was, but
Shame on you.
The Anderlecht police, the Belgian police, have turned around and said that they didn't want any collection points at the stadium, which leaves West Ham with about 5 days to try and sort out how they're going to sort everyone's tickets out because of the situation with the UEFA. You have to be ID'd and everything else to get your tickets. West Ham have decided to tell everyone yesterday that that's come here today by 4 o'clock to get their ticket, or they got come Monday. No matter where you are in the country, they relaxed the rules a little bit later, which meant they can send a passport photo and everything else, their ticket with someone else that's closer to the stadium, right? But the Club London members, the people that pay more money, got them emailed to them.
Yeah, someone brought this up on the show last night on Friday Night Pints.
It's fucking. I'm not being funny. I know
That was a bloke that sits next to us.
With all due respect, like there's a lady called Nicola Keys. Shambolic. That's shambolic, and you cannot treat people like that. Why are you? If you're going to email it to Club London members, then email it to everyone. The people have now got to take time off work. They've got to try and find their way to the stadium to get their tickets. Listen, it's an absolute shambles. And how you can treat people like that? You know, we're all the same fans. No matter how much money we pay, we all paid the same to go to Anderlecht. Not me, because I'm not going. Not him, or you, because we're not going. But the people that have paid the money to go to Anderlecht deserve to be treated the same. You cannot be telling people 2 days before the fact that they have to come to the stadium by 4 o'clock or come here on Monday, otherwise they're not getting their tickets. It's disgusting.
I don't see why why they can't just email them, or why just make people log into their accounts, so they're using their ID and log in to get into their accounts and just be able to print it off. It's ridiculous why, as you said, because you're a Club London member, you get it emailed to you. But if you're just a normal fan, like who's just a season ticket holder, you got to come down here.
We live in a day and age where we've got many apps or things that you can video call, you can prove who you are, and they can send.
It's a little bit more work for them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
and they don't like it.
That's the thing. It's not. We're not 20 years ago, 30 years ago, where you have to come down and show a passport picture or something like that. There's ways and means of doing it, and it's just laziness.
I think part of it as well is greed of trying to get people to sign up to the memberships. Do you know what I mean? Pay that 50 quid.
Fuck their memberships. Fuck them. You shouldn't. No, you shouldn't have to be paying for memberships and paying extra money to get the same fucking privilege to get a ticket emailed when it's not our fault. You go to the game normally, the European game, and you get the fucking ticket given to you. You got to take your ID. You got to jump through fucking 20 hoops to be able to get your fucking ticket in the first place. If they can't do that, that's not none of these people. What about if someone like Nick Tucker was going? Lives in Burnley. Couldn't get here by 4 o'clock today. So then what? Can't get his ticket.
And what happens if you've got a fan who lives abroad?
There's a geezer. I know for a fact. I've been told there's a geezer, right, who lives in Blackburn or somewhere like that. That's had to take a day off Monday to come down here to get his ticket because he's got no other way of doing it. He's had to book all trains and everything.
Fucking joke.
But bear in mind, there was a fucking train strike today. Yeah. So this has been the only time you would have been able to come. I think it's.
Thing is, as well, what they should do is that they should look at things like that. And I'm not saying I'm not obviously saying this is right, but they could look at like where you live. If you're in a certain radius of getting here, then you can say, all right, you live in London, you live on the borders of Essex. But if you live up north and that, then you should be emailed. But everyone should be emailed ticket. Everyone should be treated the same.
Post it at least. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. They can't. This club don't even want to fork out for first class stamps, man. Next day delivery. They don't want to do it. Too much money. They'll probably make you pay for the stamp.
The thing that makes me laugh though is
I bet they used to reverse charges as well back in the days.
You can see in a way why the Belgian police have done that. But at the end of the day now, how easy.
But the thing is, I don't get as well is that we've never the away games we've been. You don't collect them from the stadium. Usually they do them at hotels and that, don't they?
I have collected them from the stadium once.
So why don't they just do that? Why don't they just do what they normally been doing?
Because it got stormed and they didn't. Because you had unidentified people in the stadium who stormed.
They didn't have enough old bill around the tickets.
Yeah. But it's not their problem.
Simple solution.
But it's not their problem.
But that's the simplest solution.
No,
stick with what it is. And put the old
no,
bill
they've
around
told West Ham that they can't do it. West Ham, it should be down to West Ham now to turn around and go, we can't. With your protocols, we can't adhere by them because we've been told by the police that they have to go out to our fans. Our fans can't get here. We'll email everyone the tickets on this occasion to make sure. Because look, a week ago, everyone thought they was, they was going to the stadium to collect it. There's not going to be a lot of people that are trying to get hooky tickets. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's disgusting, and you can't treat people like that. And there should be something said about it. I will be talking about it tomorrow, actually.
No, I said. You said that's what we've said it.
I wonder what happened there.
All right, let's wrap it up there. Yeah. Good win for West Ham. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match reaction. I will be back tomorrow morning with the morning after the game.
Oh, right, I look forward to that.
Can check out all the fan cams just now and all the content building up towards the Anderlecht game on Thursday, if you can get there. But
Pick up your ticket.
Pick up your ticket, yeah. One thing left for us to say. Come on, your eyes.